Hey guys, this is Nick from forexfornoobs.com and from cryptosfornoobs.com with some Bitcoin analysis. Today is Wednesday, the 29th of November 2017, and the time is 18:03 here in the UK. You're looking at a Bitcoin USD 8-hour chart. And in this analysis, I'm going to talk about what I think Bitcoin's going to do over the coming month. I did one of these videos last month for Cam, and I said that I thought Bitcoin was probably going to go up to 7,000. Well, it did go up to 7,000. I was right. But then it went up a bit more than that. So for the past around about 48 hours, Bitcoin USD was sitting here at this psychological level at 10,000. So that 10,000 mark, it got up to there with this candle, and then it just kind of stalled around there. So it couldn't quite make it up. Then eventually it pushed up to it, but it still couldn't get past. These are all 8-hour candles until eventually it broke through. And when it broke through, it just shot up. It went all the way up to 11,000 before retracing a little bit. Then after that, went up to, do you want to guess what number? 11,500. And now it's stalling at the 11,000 mark. Now, the reason I say do you want to guess what number is because in the last video I talked about psychological levels. Psychological levels are rounded numbers, and cryptos, all cryptocurrencies, they seem to stick to these psychological levels. They seem to stall right on top of them. So when you get these big turnarounds in Bitcoin USD and in other cryptos, they tend to be at those levels. So psychological levels are levels like 11,000, 11,500, 12,000, 12,500. Those are kind of rounded numbers where people can place their stop losses, where people think, ooh, if it breaks above that, it's going to go crazy. And 10,000 was one of those levels. 10,000 was a major psychological barrier for Bitcoin USD. Once it broke above that barrier, it just shot up. And it reached the next barrier, 11,000, where it stalled and it came back down. Then it broke through there eventually. It hit the next barrier, 11,500. And now it's stalling from that and falling back down. So yeah, that's just a brief explanation as to what psychological levels are. Just because I'm going to be mentioning them in the analysis in this video and probably, most likely, in coming analysis videos. So I just wanted to clear that up a little bit. Now let's talk about what I actually think Bitcoin's going to do. Now I was thinking, maybe we would see 10,000 by the end of the year. A month ago. And now it's already at 11,500. So Bitcoin is constantly surprising me. It's just blowing my expectations out of the water. So what do I think it's going to do over the next month? Well, there's a few key things. Number one, and this sounds so silly to say, as a serious trader, I've been trading for over 10 years, over a decade, no, 15 years. So I've been trading 15 years. So it sounds so silly to say this, but there's this TV show. It's called Big Bang Theory. I don't watch it, but it's a very popular TV show. They're going to be airing an episode on Thursday about Bitcoin. And it's predicted by a lot of people, and by me too, that Bitcoin is probably going to react to this episode airing. Now, the reason I think this will happen is because Bitcoin's about to be talked about, or there's a whole episode that's dedicated to it on a TV show that millions of people watch. So it's just a very logical progression as to what's going to happen. They're going to watch this episode. A lot of people who have been hearing about Bitcoin on the news but never bothered to look into it are like, oh, they're talking about this on Big Bang Theory, I should check it out. They go check it out, and they see how fast it's been going up, how much money there is to be made in it, and they start buying. So this Thursday, I'm expecting, this Friday probably, because it's going to take a while for people to watch the episode and all that kind of stuff. I'm expecting to see a bit of a boost up, to be honest. Now, where's that boost going to take us? I don't know. The reason I think this is a bit silly is because trading I'm from the Forex market. If there was an episode of a TV show about the US dollar, it would have literally zero impact on the Forex market. So now I'm also trading cryptos, and I have to be aware of silly things like a TV show talking about something that I want to trade and it having a possible impact on it. So that's why I think it's silly. So what's going to happen? I think it's going to push up. I think there's a strong potential that it's going to push up. What I'm looking for the end of the year, I honestly think at this point Bitcoin has potential to hit 13,000 by the end of the year, possibly even more. So I'm going to place these areas here. These are just psychological levels. These are barriers I have here. So I'm thinking that Bitcoin is very possibly going to push up to 13,000. Is it going to be a clear run to 13,000? Very possibly not. It already right now, at this moment, looks like it's going to pull back. We're getting strong signs of indecision at this 11,000 level. This could last a few days. It might not pull back a lot, but I anticipate over the next few days it's going to do something like that. Just up and down at this level. Probably until Thursday or Friday, at which point it should push through and make its way up to the next level of 12,000. That's what I'm looking for anyway. By the end of the year, I do think it has potential to get up to 13,000. So that brings us to next year. Now, obviously, I'm going to be doing these videos monthly, so we'll talk about that when it comes. But, I just want to quickly say, I think over the next year, Bitcoin seriously has a potential to hit 20, 30,000 US dollars. I'm really starting to feel like there's nothing that's going to stop it aside from things like government intervention. It's probably just going to keep going up. Is it going to have dips down on its way up? For sure. But is it going to keep going up? I am pretty convinced at this point it is. So, like I said, over the next week, I expect probably to see something like this, candles up and down, before it breaks through to 12,000. From 12,000, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a bit of a pullback. And by the end of this month, I wouldn't be surprised if it eventually pushes up to around 13,000. What to keep an eye on? Obviously, all the major psychological levels, which are 12,000 and 13,000, but also keep an eye on the smaller psychological levels. Those are the 500 marks. So we're looking at 12,500, 11,500. 11,500 is already proven to hold price back. Today, it pushed price back, bam, turned around. So I wouldn't be surprised if on its way up through here, if it doesn't stall at the 11,500 a little bit. And on its way from 12,000 to 13,000, I would be surprised if it doesn't stall at the 12,500 a little bit. So I hope that analysis was useful. Let's see where Bitcoin's going to be at the end of the next month when I do this video again. My guess is it's probably going to blow my expectations completely out of the water, and it's going to be at 16,000. At least I hope that's what's going to happen. But you never know with trading, so be careful, especially with cryptos, because they are quite volatile, as you've seen. So be careful with your trading. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next month.